Hello, hello, hello. I forgot to add myself to the stream. I'm a little bit early. I couldn't decide what I was gonna do, if I was gonna do things, what time I was gonna do it. So hey, I'll be Frank. So now is the time. Hey, Gold Star Mom. Hey, Charlie. Hey, Barb. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Hey, Shelma. So hi, New Wolfie. Hey, One Red Rose. Hey, Tia. New Wolfie. I was actually just thinking about you. Hey, Jackie. Can you remember to email me that case of the missing persons? I saw that, Shawnee. That's pretty cool. We're going to talk about that. So, um, let's dive right in and talk about that first, and then we'll talk about some other things. But as you all know, it's been a very sad 4th of July. The only thing I ask is that we not start up the gun debate in here because there's I mean, that is important. But right now, let's just. Oh, that's okay, New Wolfie. It doesn't matter. Let's just focus on facts here that have happened. Hey, Cool Gamer. Yes, you are in an old drama zone, Gold Star Mom. I will address something about that later. So, they have apprehended the shooter. Yeah, absolutely, New Wolfie. I'm trying to come up with a page Facebook, but I just haven't had a chance yet. So, let's talk about what happened today. It was a July 4th shooting at a parade. Um, There was one in Oklahoma Memorial Day. Now there's one in Chicago on July 4th. What happened was I wanted to make sure I had an accurate timeline, so I went ahead and got the timeline. About 10 a.m., 10 after 10, excuse me, 10 a.m. was the parade. Oh, great, Wolfie. At 10:10, shots rang out. I'm going to show you guys, okay? Because I don't know how long this is going to be up. Let me get it up. Y'all know it takes me a second because I got 16 different stabs. They did, New Wolfie. There is some crazy stuff that I found. All right, so this is around 10:10. I will guess that they're going to take this down shortly, but I am so sorry. 1 second. I'm terrible at doing this, y'all. I'm really sorry. Let me get back to where I was. Oh my gosh, Charlie, are you okay? I am so sorry. So sorry, Charlie. Charlie, I had no idea. I should have put that trigger warning up beforehand. I am so sorry. I hope you are okay. Um, so there was. I hope you are okay. Again, my apologies. I didn't put trigger warning. Um, I'm not usually for videos like this, but I'll tell you why I was for this one and why I wanted to show this. I wanted to show it because I do think at some level it's important that we understand what is happening. Oh, I'm so sorry, Charlie. I just feel like it's important we do understand some of the horrific nature that surrounds it. You'll never find me posting images. That's not going to happen. Um, but so that happened around 10:10. Everything around it was canceled. Obviously, they went through all afternoon with, he was free. They finally did catch him. I will say that as of now, it is my understanding that there is 6 dead, and I've heard 2 reports. Charlie, maybe you could enlighten us. I've heard 33, and I've heard 24. Um, they range in ages 8 to 85. At least 5 of them were children. Not that were killed, but that were injured. I don't know if they were killed. They haven't released any of that stuff. Around 3:30, they were making sure that they were contacting all the victims and whatnot. Hey, Dave G. Um, Again, my prayers. I'm so sorry. Okay, 5 of the 6 people killed in Highland Park parade shooting were adults and died at the scene. Okay, so a 6th person died, but at the hospital, but the information on that victim has not yet been disclosed. At least one, if not more, of the 24 injured of the shooting were children. Um, oh, okay, Tia, it's highly possible. Highly possible. Yeah, I've heard conflicting reports. So they ended up around 2:50 identifying Robert E. Crimo. That's how I would say it. Okay, thank you, Charlie. Thank you. Crimo is spelled Crimo. Bralette, it is so good to see you, but do we really think your hand can take this? Um, he is 20, what they say, 22? Let me go to, yeah, 22. His dad did run for mayor a couple years back. They did arrest him on around 4:55. It seems that he was arrested. So, but there's a few things. So one thing I looked at, so I think we need to understand who this guy was, right? A little bit. We do. It's important. And right now we don't really need to focus on we don't know the victims yet. Right? So we don't want to make assumptions. This is a couple things I found on Reddit which were interesting. So apparently this guy is a rapper. They call it Xanax rapping. I don't really know what that means. I'm old. I didn't know what the abbreviation TT stood for until just recently, of where I was told it means TikTok. Again, if you watched Tia's live last night, it was completely apparent that I should not ever be close to the dark web because I know nothing. So this somebody on Reddit said, and I do, and there's some other things too, because I know people are like, well, Reddit. So this part is true because I have verified. This person said the dad owned a convenience store that shut. No, New Wolfie, we know. New Wolfie, today there were so many things that. Oh, I'm about to show you, New Wolfie. You'll be like, Parker, this is why you're not on the dark web. The dad owned a convenience store that shut down because they were selling alcohol to minors. His brother, probably other siblings, dropped out of public school and got homeschooled. They said, I'm not sure because I was always joking with friends that he was on the roster for classes in middle school and high school, but despite that, he never really showed up. Who else was a school shooter that never really showed up either? He did walk for graduation, but I never saw him once his senior year at high school. The parent situation was iffy. When the brother was in elementary school and 2nd grade, he always talked about really violent video games, which isn't a big deal, but in 2nd grade, it reflects your parents. I mean, you can't help it. He's not wrong. Then there was some facts we're going to talk about because I want to go over these, and then I have some things to show you. And I'll show you guys why I'm also banned from the dark web, because I don't know a lot. But not only that. So, this isn't the one I wanted. Wrong one. Stay with me. Well, let's go ahead and watch this. When he was taken into custody.
Now, to let you know that officials have just announced that they have, in fact, captured the person of interest in that deadly mass shooting at a July 4th parade just outside of Chicago today. 22-year-old Robert Crimo was captured without incident. Let's take a listen to what authorities said just moments ago.
We're encouraged that we have a person of interest, but again, we're going to pursue and continue to pursue everything that comes in. So thank you very much.
At least 6 people were killed, more than 24 injured in Highland Park, Illinois. Police say that the gunman opened fire with a rifle from on top of a building. Let's go now to ABC's Alex Perez, who's in Highland Park for us along the parade route. Alex, what are you learning?
Lindsay, this is the moment authorities have been working for since this morning when that shooting took place. The suspect now in custody. Authorities going further than just calling him a person of interest at that press conference a short time ago, saying that they believe he's the person responsible for this shooting. Now, authorities say they captured the suspect, that's 22-year-old Robert Crimo, about 13 miles north of here in the suburb of North Chicago. Authorities say they captured him after a traffic stop. They say there was some sort of brief pursuit. Other officers were called to assist with that pursuit, and then he was taken into custody without incident. Now, Lindsay, you might be able to see behind me here, there are still officers on the scene here. This is still an active crime scene. Authorities collecting evidence and trying to really piece together everything that happened here. It was just after 10 a.m. local time when that July 4th parade got started here, when police say the gunman perched from a rooftop, opened fire, and began striking people who had gathered here for this parade. 6 people killed, at least 31 injured. And Lindsay, if you look behind me over here, you can see all of these chairs here. They've been here all day. That's where people who had gathered to watch the parade were sitting. There are food, glasses, bottles, all kinds of things. People just left everything when those shots rang out, and they ran for cover, Lindsay. It was a frightening situation. People say they initially thought it was fireworks when they heard the popping sound, but unfortunately it was gunfire. Authorities now have that suspect in custody, of course, questioning him, going through his social media profiles, trying to determine what exactly led him to this. Lindsay?
Alex Perez, our thanks to you for your coverage all day. Witnesses, as you say, described it a combination really of panic and confusion along that parade route this morning. Some running the moment that they heard the shots, leaving everything behind, as we just saw there with the strollers and the chairs and the coolers left behind. Neighboring communities did cancel some of the parades and fireworks shows as a precaution. Authorities are now about to hold a news conference. Perhaps we'll return you if that does happen. Our coverage continues on ABC.
Whoops. So, oh, William, wow, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope everybody's okay. So I was gonna, yes, exactly, Tia. So I wanted William and Charlie. If it's my understanding that where this took place in Highland Park, we're not talking inner city Chicago. So I saw a comment that I hate this thing anyway. Somebody was like, "Well, it was Chicago, of course." It wasn't. From my understanding, it wasn't like an inner city to Chicago, or anything like that at all. So I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, William or Charlie, but that was not the. Thank you. Okay, so that was not the impression I got, at all. Okay, it's a nice, wealthy area. That's what I thought, William. That's what I had heard. Um, so he's a rapper, and apparently he's quite a successful Xanax rapper. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what that means. However, they have come in really quickly. And okay, thanks, Charlie. And wiped his social media and everything because there were people that were starting to post things. But there was a couple of interesting things I saw. So he was very obsessed with 47, and everybody said he did it on July 4th. And then somebody was like, dude, if he used a AK-47, that's not a July. Like that ended up, well, it turns out that it's alleged. I don't know if this is true because I've never played the game, but there's a video game called like something to do with like being a solo assassin. 47. I don't know all of that, but I do know that I was going through some of his stuff and some of his thing, and I found this. It said he's under Awake 47 on this page. I had not heard of it. This is why I shouldn't be on the. This is why I will never go. I'll share you. I'll show you here. I'm sure you've all heard of it. I have not. Have you guys heard of this? Hey, Diana. It's called, oops, documenting reality. So before I go on to explain this, I want to see if anybody's heard of this, and I'm just way behind the times. Documenting, Wolfie, this isn't even on the dark web. Yeah, I know. Okay, thank you. So I'm looking at this. Well, let me tell you. So if you can see here, I wonder if they took it off. Right here, guys, Awake 47. Awake 47 was today's shooter. Okay? Awake. Yeah, but Charlie, thank you. So he made a video about him shooting a school. That has been removed. Or about a school shooter. He made several videos, they said, that basically like predicted what he was going to do. A lot of his songs, they said, led to this. So there was definitely, again, another red flags left out there. I saw a picture of him. So some people, so it's really weird. I don't know what this means, but some said he was a Trump supporter, but then he also was at Biden rallies and had Biden supporter. So like, I don't know if he tried to, it wasn't like he followed either side. I don't know, but there's a picture of him with a Trump flag on, bent over. But then I noticed all of his windows were trash, like trash bags covered it. If you know what I'm saying. Instead of curtains, they were trash bags to block anybody from seeing in or out, which is highly weird to me. So let's go back to this documenting reality. So he's on this site, right? In the last 7 days, he's posted, where'd he go? Oh, so wait, excuse me. In the last 28 days, y'all, he's posted 603 images. Now let me go to the home page of this site. This is terrifying. Documenting reality. I want you to look at this real quick. Real death pictures. Warning, graphic images. 598,000 posts. Real death videos. Real war combat. Human deformities and medical problems. Vintage medicine black and whites. Celebrity death pictures. The water cool social experimental lab. Autopsy photos. Does that not terrify you guys? Okay, the Wolfie. Does that not? This is straight up. This is called documenting reality. And if I click on one of these, let me see, find one that I don't want to do. Let's see what this is. So this is not one that says, these are pictures, y'all. These are pictures. Some with 40,000 views of human deformities. And I'm not going to click on the real death pictures because it's terrifying. And he had, why can't I, let me take this down. He had 600 videos or images. And I got to be honest, you guys, in order to see his stuff, I have to have an account, and I'm way too terrified to enter that world. And that's exactly it, Diana. I'm way too terrified to enter. It's documenting reality. If one of you want it, I love true crime and stuff, but it frightens me that there's probably well over 2 million people that are viewing images like this. And oh, so the last 7, you're right, the Wolfie, thank you, remind me. The last 7 days was like 295, and then the last 28 days was 603 or something like that. We have a really, exactly, Tia. This isn't like, we have a problem. Let me go back onto it though. I just sent it to Amber and our little group, and I was like, did you guys know about this? Let me see. He's a top poster. Let's just look at this for 1 second. I won't show you guys anything, but let's really, because this is very important that we start to understand this. Okay, so he is right. So yeah, okay, yep, you're right. Last 7 days, guys, he has posted 286 images. It is, Diana. It is. Somebody on Reddit said, oh, he's got stuff all over under Awake 47 on documenting reality. And somebody was like, the what? They're like, documenting reality. It's a public forum. You post this kind of stuff. Exactly, Shawnee. Not so basic, Brooke. Brace yourself. And I went here and I was like, no way. This must be a joke. You're kidding me right now. This can't possibly exist. We all love true crime, but people are looking at this stuff just for kicks. This isn't even the dark web. And so, I mean, if somebody wants to try it, more power to you. I do not want to make an account and look at his stuff just because, but he is under Awake 47. But it is very, very alarming to me. And it has a donate button. The top donors, it tells you, let's see who the top donors were. So it tells you the amount. I mean, some people are donating $5,800 to this site. They have police, fire, and government, caught on camera, true crime related, and death pictures, and death videos. Oh my gosh, I know, bro. When the FBI pops up behind here, but it's alarming to me, and we know that then he had a very active role. If somebody wants to see it, more power to you. Let me know what you find. I'm scared to death. Somewhere along the lines he got, and that, so let's talk about, so okay, you know what Diana said, how many times are we going to miss the false flags? So most people, according to 2 other people and this guy, he was never in school his senior year, but he graduated. Okay, so we know his dad was a pretty high up because he ran for mayor. So are we dealing with another type of Buffalo incidents? I mean, do you know what I'm saying? That he doesn't have to go to school. Look who his parents are. He's got money. He's good. Go ahead, walk the stage. Yeah, I heard that too. Not so basic, Brooke. They said he was rarely at school, and that people joked that he was even on the roster because he was never at school. And we know that same thing happened for Ramos. Was never at school. There was a few other things that I wanted to highlight about this. He used a ladder, they said, and he was on the rooftop of a business. 1 second. Oh wait, let me remove that. Okay, remember this was my lifetime. Okay. Okay, remember I said this was my lifetime.
I know.
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, you know that comfy chair? I stole it.
Okay, fine. Go upstairs. I love you. When I gotta admit for a second there, when they walked in, I was like putting my hands up. Hey, Emily. A little bit like it was me. Where was I going? So he was on top of a building. So what it does sound like, somebody was saying he was very into this like assassin video game. I mean, that's kind of what I gathered based on the fact he climbed up to the. They did find a rifle. I can't remember which kind they said it was, and I think they just said assault rifle or whatever. They did say, I think Charlie was right. He did allude to shooting a school, his songs, his everything. Basically alluded to what he was going to do. And so, right, we know that the gun thing is going to be addressed. I get that. But, that's important. But I also think we also have to look at the fact that these people are going completely under the radar. Completely under the radar, and we are missing red flags left and right. And I do think, sorry, I'm making sure there's no updates. I haven't heard anything about a press conference yet. I do think that the fact that we have things out there like I just discovered, this deathcom reality, whatever, is not helping anything at all. If you think, I mean, I'm not a normal person, we know that. I wouldn't look at those things. But if you think of somebody like this guy going to one of these sites and posting videos after videos and then watching videos after videos and becoming completely desensitized, I mean, I thought for sure I had gone on the dark web accidentally. And it wasn't, it was right there. If anyone's going to accidentally mess up and accidentally get on the dark web, it's going to be me. Because I have no idea what I'm doing. I want to make sure this doesn't say anything that I missed. Yeah, it doesn't say much about him yet, other than his family situation was a bit iffy. His dad did run a convenience store, but shut it down, and he ran for mayor a little over a year ago. Not so basic, Brooke. You know I would, Kristen. I just ended up on deathcon.com or something. It is really terrifying. You should see me with my kids' phones right now. I am like, but I think we'll have more. I'm hoping that they'll do a press conference surrounding this tomorrow. They did have that police police conference, but that was before he was arrested. My guess is now they're going to bring him in. I don't know if he has younger siblings. Well, it did sound like he has younger siblings. I would imagine at this point everybody's going to be looked at. I would say that in the future, if you see trash bags over windows, it's okay to ask why. But the whole thing is really weird. It's just a really bizarre, tragic situation as it is. And It would, Kristen. I know. She knows me. We were mods together for over a year. She knows 100% that's what I would do. 100%. Yeah, William, I saw that. I was looking for that. Yeah, go to J for J. She does have a video of the police at his home. Um, so this week, Jen Sharp, who's in here a lot, she has a story of, and this is not, I want to go back to this, but let me address a couple other things. She has a story of her daughter on Kick. Yeah, Barb. So there's a picture of him with a flag on his back, and his windows are all like, instead of curtains, they're trash bags, which would be my first idea that something's not right up there. I just don't know how he graduated with never being at school at all. Um, so Jen's daughter has a really bad experience on Kick, and they got into a very bad situation. And she had said that if it was going to help one person, she was going to do it. So this Thursday, I think, if it works, we're going to do it on Britt's channel and or her channel, whichever one they want. And it's going to be about internet safety. And I'm reaching out to yeah, I would end up. Kristen knows. I'm reaching out to a Kick is apparently, and it's KIK. It's apparently another platform like a Snapchat. Thank you, Charlie. I couldn't. Thank you, Charlie. Keep bringing stuff because you would know you were there. Right, Caddy? Right, Caddy, Texas. Charlie, thank you. He had a picture in his room of John Hinckley Jr., um, the assassination. Well, attempt, you know. Um, she's going to come on and talk about her daughter's experience with Kick. It was a a very bad experience. And I'm also reaching out to a group called rescue.org, and they rescue girls that do human trafficking, and they run an actual internet safety course for parents on the different apps and how to monitor your kids' phone, grandkids, whatever you got. So they're going to give me a list and kind of instructions on here's what you need to be looking for, all of this kind of stuff. Just because in the last 2 days, 3 days, I've been blown away. So with Kaylee, right? An update on her. I've talked to mom every day this weekend. They still have no leads whatsoever. They're struggling to get Omegle to cooperate, but I found a loophole in the law that mom thinks will work, and the police are getting a warrant and all this stuff to get the chats to see if they saved these chats. But when I was looking at Omegle, one of the disclaimers on the website for disclaimer for Omegle is that it's known to have predators. I want to see the exact wording for it. I was like, let me see what it said. I got it. I got to get the exact wording. Okay, hold on. Right here. Predators have been known to use Omegle, so be careful. They've found several cases where Omegle is catching people actually using children as slaves online. And that's exactly what it says on the thing is predators have been known to use Omegle, so be careful. And so I said I would like to do a deep dive into the person who started Omegle. Because there's also a link that talks about if you don't like it. Hey, Lana, happy 4th. If you don't like it, here is the link to the adult site over 18. So in the last week, Parker has run into Omegle, which I didn't know existed, and this document reality death pictures online. So I am needing to go back into my hole here. 34 million people visited Omegle in January 2020. By January 20, oh my gosh! By January 21, 65 million people went there. A little 15-year-old girl said, "Men being gross is something my friends see a lot. I wish it could be monitored better." No, Wolfie, I was looking for the FBI. Like, and I say all this to say that, again, we have a situation that we just had. I can't, the Wolfie, I can't handle the dark web. That we just had in Uvalde. Now we have this that happened in Illinois, a wealthy area, and there was all of these things missed, including this guy making video after video. And his net worth is like 100 grand. He's like a pretty good rapper, I guess. But if you actually listen to the lyrics, oh, I know, Pamela. Yeah, I have not, but they say they're pretty bad. They will too. Not so basic, Brooke. They will. And my son loves police officers, so he would be like, "Come on in!" Telling you. Listen to this. I'll save most of this for the night but during the approximately 10 hours that were monitored on Omegle, dozens of under 18s, some as young as 7 or 8, were paired with adult men. I'm done. This last thing, during just 1 2-hour period, this person that faked being 7 or 8 was connected at random with 12 masturbating men, 8 naked males, and 7 porn adverts for 7 and 8-year-olds and other under 18s in 2 hours. We were also paired at random twice with young prepubescent boys being made to masturbate live. Lana, check Jax's phone. Does he have a phone? Does he have a computer? Check it right now. I'm going to save the rest for our internet safety. I'm sorry, guys. This is the reason it bothers me is because in the last what, 2 months, we have seen just such tragedy happen and so many red flags happening online that were missed. Somebody's gonna have to fill me in. How is this site still up? Someone said, because I asked a friend of mine that's a lawyer, they say as long as they put a disclaimer, it's really hard to get a site taken down like that. I mean, because they plainly say predators have been known to visit here. So, and so what we know about today is, again, another shooting happens. And the poor biker cops just trying to bike to safety is kind of sad. But and like Lana said last time we were here, do you guys remember what she said when Uvalde happened? Like, it's not happening. Like, yeah, we have crime in the city, right? But we can't just say, oh, it's a bad part of town anymore, because it's not just happening in the bad parts of town. All right, this was a wealthy area. And if this kid was overlooked and red flags were overlooked in a system because his dad was well known, then we have a lot of problems. Because that will be now the second time that something like that's happened. Well, exactly, Charlie. I know, Brooke. I know. It's crazy. But we're also, and we're saying, here you go. Here's 2 million pictures of dead people online. Have at looking them because we'll call it true crime. No, just no. It's just crazy. I know, not so basic, Brooke. I know. I mean, Charlie was right. They have gotten it off quickly, but people had links up to this kid's sites where he had videos basically mapping out what he was going to do. Do you remember what platform it was on, Charlie? No worries, Tia. I want to say it was like, it was weird. I'd have to look, but it was saying what he was going to do, that he had to do it. He had no. I don't know. I don't know, not so basic, Brooke. The only thing I can think about, the only thing I can think is that they're just like as um naive as I am, but there's still no right, Charlie, you're right, because he also had an animation of him shooting a person. That's right. Um, but in the end of the day, being naive isn't. I just saw a post from a friend that says fireworks and shit disrupt the Capitol, skip work, go on strike, vandalize goods, damage property, steal stuff. Excellent. Um, but yeah, and not so basic, Brooke, though, you're right, because this isn't just like his parents failed, his school failed because he was never there. Um, Basically anybody that knew him failed because he was never there. And again, social media failed. I bet he's on the dark web, because he was never reported. Yep, yep, exactly. Well, and that's kind of what the last week or month with all these red flags that have been missed, and then and working so closely with Kaylee's mom have really kind of made me become aware of things. And my kids are probably like, my mom is psycho, but when I found out about all these things that I didn't know about, then I realized, okay, like I need to be way, way more proactive. Just because my kid is 10 isn't a reason not to be proactive. And that's just nuts. Yeah, I don't see any more updates in that. I don't see an update that there's going to be a press conference tonight at all. Wait a minute. Lutheran General Hospital? What? Is there a hospital on lockdown in? Oh, that must have been because of the shooting. Okay. To a basketball game with her dad. Yeah. Yeah, you know how they found her not so basic? So that's what got. So they found her, the 15-year-old girl that went to the basketball game, because one of those rescue groups that traffics, like the one I'm talking to, has a special North Shore was okay, Charlie has like a special division or something that actually gets into the dark web. And when they went to search for these kids, and when they went into the dark web, this was in a Texas organization. Um, she was advertised, and that's how they found her. Pamela, definitely. If you come in with that link when we do the live this week with Jen Sharp, and she shares her story about her daughter. I have never heard this story, and it's not one she's super proud of, but I do know it was a very tragic. It was a very traumatizing story, and I think it's one we need to know about. Yeah. So the reason they made the girl that was from the Dallas Mavericks game. So she left. So I still wonder if she was on one of these sites and met somebody. So because there was video of her, because there was video of her when her dad said, "Okay, she's not back." So her, oh yeah, yeah, I know, Brooke. So but this is good because I want to explain what happens with runaways. So when her dad said something's wrong, he went to the police, security of the Mavs, and they said, um, exactly, Emily. Hold on, let's go to the footage. They saw the footage of her walking out with a man. And because she was walking out and there was no evidence of her being forced out, it was automatically considered a runaway. Because of that, he was made to go drive home, which is, I know where North Richland Hills is compared to the Mav Center, and it's a good 30 to 45 minutes. He had to drive home and then go to his police. Well, then his police are like, no, it happened at a Mavs game. It's for the Dallas Mavericks. So they're going back and forth arguing who's going to do anything. So finally, the family was like, fine. So they, did the bare minimum because that's what they're required to do. And the family reached out to this Texas trafficking org, and they were the ones to find this girl 2 weeks later in a hotel in Oklahoma. The trauma's already done. I mean, thank the Lord she was found, but I mean, what she went through in those 2 weeks, we don't know. But that's why I am trying to find a group of organization in Georgia that will work with Kaylee's parents to maybe do something like this. Yeah, well, and I think that's I do think that she was probably had talked to him online, given the fact that she wasn't kicking or anything and she was casually walking out with him. And it's just, it's really bad. And I feel shame sometimes that I didn't know how bad it was. And that's why I'm really, really focused on, like, I want to still do some of this true crime and I want to still do some cases and talk about like these type of events. But I also really want to focus on advocating for some of these situations because I think there's a huge, huge lack of awareness that happens, right, with missing kids and missing adults. I mean, yeah, it's just sad all around. Any last comments before I address one other thing? Hey, Brett. Oh, I know, Brooke. Brittany, can you drop Lana's channel because she was here, and drop your channel and anybody else that has a channel that I don't know about? Just tell me you have a channel. Yes, the Wolfie, no dark web. Where is Allie, by the way? I hope Allie's not in the dark web. Oh, that's all right, Britt. So I don't want to spend a lot of time here, but I just want to address it really super quickly because I've gotten like 6 emails. Some of you did hear me kind of get yelled at yesterday in Voices Live because I had said Gentleman Jack was donating the makeup to the homeless shelters. Well, I'm good. I'm cool. Like, I have no hard feelings against Voices. That's fine. That's her. She doesn't want me. I would like it to be made known. I was not white knighting for anybody. I don't think subs should be targeted in any situation. Um, I also know Gentleman Jack, and I know what she's gone through in the last year. Um, and I know more than, standard YouTube creators know. Uh, I think that if anything good can come from the horrible, trashy, disgusting makeup, then I hope it's good. And that's all I was saying. I wasn't trying to white knight for anybody. I'm just simply saying that, look, I have a pretty big heart, and I don't think subs in general should be gone after. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So Voices and I are cool. I have no hard feelings against her. I just left, and that's cool. Um, I don't know that. Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, but thank you for people that have emailed me and stuff. I just, I don't. I'm pretty non. You know, I had shed a few tears, and Britt was like, "Stop crying and suck it up, Buttercup." But no, um, half the time I don't know what's going on, so it's just better that way. But I don't know. I just don't think we need to be mean, is my opinion. So in my opinion, yelling at me or whoever is no different than what Natasha does. Just gonna say that. Yeah, and I don't care. Gentleman Jack's got 9 brothers and sisters, and like, but you know what? It's not my money. It's not my circus. I don't care. So I mean, I just don't care. But all I'm saying is I meant no harm by that. So I apologize if I offended voices and or anything. You know, just staying in my own lane and doing my own thing. Brittany, are you going live? Oh yeah, Brittany's going live on her second channel tonight about Isaac Cuppy, um, which I've heard is a very terrifying. The little bit I looked at it. And I saw DeLorean was doing a Delphi live too. That case is, man, I'm telling you what, if you want to talk about somebody who's done research, DeLorean has gone above. Oh, bro, that was pretty bad because I'm such a baby. DeLorean has gone, I mean, I got to give her props. She has done mad research into this case, like extreme research, and has really great material about it. Bralette, nope. I'm just staying here in my lane, in my okay, so Britt's going live about Dylan Rounds. That will be cool. Kaylee's mom will be talking again. She'll make her oh, one more thing, guys. Brittany, don't go live yet because there is one more thing I have to address. Okay, so if you see some posts out there on the Facebook of Kaylee's page that we passed out from a girl, and I'm going to share this because I feel it is important, a woman named Michelle. That is Kaylee's biological mother. Okay, I would just like you all to remember to trust the family, and that Kaylee was with them for a reason. However, Kaylee's biological mom probably has some issues of her own. And in turn, I think it's starting to try to complicate things. And Kaylee's parents don't necessarily need that. So my hopes is that the biological mother will keep perspective of what's important and not go on a YouTube tour as well. um, it's just really sad. It's just, wait a minute, Bralette, did you start your channel? I don't know about you all, but I feel so bad when these missing people cases, and I didn't realize it until now, how gross they can get. like how toxic they can get. It's insane. It's really crazy. And unfortunately, I mean, there's no, I did a little deep dive myself here. And oh, I wish Lana was still in here. I'd ask her a question. Um, I did see there are laws and stuff like the chats like Omegle and stuff. They do have to have a software somewhere that has a log of these chats. So I'm hoping that, I mean, I can't even imagine. They have no idea where to even look. But they know that she was talking to 4 or 5 guys on Omegle, and they just can't access yet these chat logs. So this whole time that they can't access these logs or can't find anybody to give them these logs, she's out there. Good idea, Brawlette. Exactly, not so basic, Brooke. Exactly. Exactly. It's just really sad. But to me, it's maddening that like the key to where she might be could be in those chats, and no one can get to them. Yeah, well, I know what you're saying. Not so basic, Brooke. I have no desire to fight. I am a baby. I will walk away and cry. That's just how I am. I am a baby. Ask my husband. Ask my kids. I will walk away and cry. I don't like to be mean, despite my last 2 years. I don't like. I like to be liked. I don't know. Oh, I think 100%. Not so basic, Brooke. Bro, okay, if you guys were in Tia's live and listened to or Decipher's podcast and listened to how Brawlette's neck was rolled up in the window when she was 4 years old, I just kidding. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good things going on, and we all have a niche in this community if we just follow that. You know, like I don't do a lot of the conspiracy stuff because it's not my thing, but Brittany is very good at it. So go ahead and watch her for that. I don't do Delphi because that case haunts me, and DeLorean is very good at it. So watch her for that. So I think Allie, I want nothing to do with Summer Wells, so watch her for that. So I think if we like um can like focus on what other people do that is good, then like we can do well. You know, like Lana, I don't like to dissect the way she does. Go to her for that. You know, it's just like I think we battle so much and we fight so much of like, well, you're covering that case. I was covering that case. What are they saying? What are they saying? Like if we just say, hey, I don't want anything to do with that, it's you. Then we could be so much like Sleuth Mom. We're going to interview Olivia Fowler's aunt. She's the girl that went missing, and that's going to be this week. And we're going to talk about her tomorrow. And she said, Parker, I can do it on your channel. Like I don't mind if you want the hours and stuff. To be honest, I said I need to learn, and she has a bigger channel right now, and I would much rather go on there and spread it to more people to see it while I learn how to deal with things because I do get too emotional sometimes, and she's very good because she's dealt with these situations. Yeah, exactly, not so basic, Brooke. So my whole point of this long drawn out dissertation is that I think if we can just acknowledge that some people are gifted in different ways in different cases, then I think it could be a lot better of a place. That's just my opinion. Like Brittany, bless you doing Dylan rounds. We all covered Watts. Exactly, Tia. We all covered Watts. And you know, we survived. It wasn't easy, but everybody survived. Um the Summer Wells case, I don't know what happened there, but I don't know what happened there. It's just, the hard part is we all covered Watts, but then, you know, we covered it at the expense of hurting people. And I don't mean like specifically the root, I just mean it was just a really crazy case. Yeah. Nah, Jen Sharp's good, Brittany, though. Jen Sharp's not like me or you. She can handle it. She's good. She can handle it. Have you been the Wolfie? So, and the hard part is I feel like I'm too, like, in my opinion, I've seen so little, but I'm like, oh, parents did it about Summer Wells. And that's why at this point, I already feel so strong. Well, I don't even know why I feel that strongly. I haven't looked into it, but everything I've seen makes me feel that strongly. I don't think I could not be biased at this point. Yeah, that case is nuts, the Wolfie, and I really, really want to. Can you drop Jen Sharp's channel too? I want to avoid with Kaylee happening what's happened with Dylan, but now that the biological mom is, yeah, I'm afraid that this is what it's going to turn into because I've noticed now, like the Daily News has called mom to do an interview with her and stuff, and I've noticed that like the bigger these cases get, it's like piranhas out here. And people appear like a biological mom out of the woodwork. It's nuts. It's just like, really, Brooke? Well, there's some high profile trials coming up in the next 6 months, so it's about to get crazy. And please, no one run to Voices and tell her I don't like her. I do like her. I have no problems with Voices. I could see where she was coming from and what I could have done differently, and I just mean that I'm always going to say what I think is right. Who brought the doors from the Wells on Facebook said she was. Wow, Brooke, that's nuts. I watched Sleuth Mom. This is a change topic. Sleuth Mom's live last night. Oh my gosh, Emily, yes. Did you know 10 kids have died in hot cars already this year? It's crazy. I don't know what just made me think of that, but is that trial this year, Emily? If you know any big trials coming up in chat, put them. 'Cause I'm just curious. I don't know all of them, so I know the one we're gonna dig into, the Tristan Bailey and Aiden Pucci, or however you say his last name, trial is starting in November. Exactly, Tia. Oh, okay. So yes, Britt, 10 kids. Um, so the Valo case is the January 2023. Leticia, yep. Wolfie, that's soon, I think. Kristen Smart. There was another one. I can't remember. I know. Don Wells gets out of jail soon, doesn't he? Or is he out of jail? Yes, Tia. And I'm not sure if you guys saw the story. So the one kid that got left in the car, I think it was last week, when his dad realized that he had left him in the car and went and found him, he went in and called 911 immediately and said that he was basically like, this, I've left my kid in the car, I can't do it anymore, I'm going to end my life, and he did. And that's just sad. So now the mom, hey Kathy Joe. Oh, nothing big, Angie baby. She thought I was white knighting for one of Natasha's subs yesterday, and I wasn't, and so it was just like a miscommunication, I think. So it's all good. But I've got some emails today of people saying you didn't do anything wrong, and I just don't want it to be this big thing in the community because it's overdone with them. That's it. Oh, Josh Duggar, 12 years. 12 years. No, but Angie, baby, everything's cool. I just didn't want people thinking in the community that there was some big rift because there's not. Hi, Muffin Top. All right, any other, Kathy Joe, any other big trials coming up soon? You always know all the good stuff. Oh yeah, Brooke, it's unfortunate. Sounds good, Brett. I'm really hoping that we hear some. It's good to see you, by the way, Angie baby. I really hope that we hear some good. Someone finally gets arrested in the Xavier case, Xavier Harrelson. I really, really, really do. Um, it's a sad case to me, and we know, like you guys know, I'm friends with Les, and she lives where Xavier was killed, and it's just a really tragic, not often talked about, and I just hope they can get somewhere to find out who did it. Wolfie Muffin Top, I changed it on you. Oh, Wolfie, yeah. Wolfie's got to give me a case. Oh, thanks, Angie, baby. Yeah, it was no big deal. It was just a miscommunication. You don't have to be confused. I'm confused half the time I'm on here. I can't keep up either. It was like a really miney thing. But miney. Miney, is that even a word? Thank you, Angie, baby. I think you're pretty awesome too. All right. I'm the Wolfie now Muffin Top, not new anymore. Oh my gosh. There's another good creator I've been watching lately, Gray Hughes. I had never heard of him before. He's good if you want just straight up true crime. Like he enters right into the it's good. It is not so basic, Brooke. I do agree. It has been a lot of fun, a lot more fun since I've started just doing the true crime and stuff, like working with creators that are doing, like Brit trying to just everybody staying in their own and just like working with people like that. It's been a lot of it sounds bad when you say a lot of fun with a true crime, but it has been a lot of fun. Just much more relaxing and just I I'm just not cut out for drama. I'm not just not cut out for drama because I like to be liked and I don't have thick skin and you have to have thick skin. That's what I said to Brittany yesterday. I don't know how you do it because you have to have thick skin if you're going to be in the drama community. And I'll always believe that. Like I was a type that you could have said something very little to me when I was a kid and I would just melt down. But so did I, Brooke. We all do at some level at some point. I don't, the Wolfie, but I'm thinking that I'll find out. Angie, baby, yeah, I did too, but look at each day I grow and I've met so many amazing people and at the end of the day, like yeah, Britt, you're totally not. I'm sorry. You're like me, kind of like we didn't yeah. Um I've met so many great new subs in different communities and it's actually really good, Angie baby. You just being here is support. It's actually everyone's got to start somewhere and I'm actually really good with it starting like this rather than starting with 300 people because I'm yelling at somebody. And I appreciate you, Angie baby, and thank you. Yeah. Last night in Tia's live somebody made a joke about something and Brittany and I were like, well, I don't get it. And they were like, okay, stay off the dark web. Don't go in the dark web, Parker. But and it's not even like exactly, Britt. It's not even just like Melissa Jade is great at conspiracy stuff too. Go there for that. Like I can't do conspiracies. And like Tia with her Adam, yeah, the Monica dress with the Adam Walsh coverage. Like I like to dig into things, but I do get bored because of my ADHD. So, um, yeah, Oh, exactly. Exactly, Kathy Joe. I'm telling you guys, Kathy Joe should be an FBI detective. I'm just telling you. She is super, super. I can't for the life of me get her on panel, though I beg her. She is very, very, very gifted. And yeah, and you know what's cool about that, Brooke? If there are so many people from so many different communities that come in here that are civil to each other because they just know that they're not going to come in here and be nasty. That's all there is to it. I know. I've tried, Britt. Every day I'm like, because Kathy Joe and Jax know the Memphis Three, like they could recite it in their sleep all about that. But I can't get them. I can't get Kathy Joe on panel. But she did, I think, agree to doing like a recording for that. So. Oh, Angie, baby, yes, gone times 4. No disrespect, I get it. Angie, baby, everyone in here can attest. Yes, I've left on a jet plane. Exactly, Brooke. And we have fantastic conversations in here. Yeah, Tia, we went in your live last night and no trolls came in. Suggest starting out judging on panels first. Oh my gosh. It's just weird when you actually allow yourself to get to know somebody. Like, I had such different views of who Alex Erickson was based on who I rolled with before. And not just like, and I'm not saying like Natasha in general, but just like that side of the tracks or whatever. Until, oh, Angie, baby, I don't think you're being disrespectful at all. I completely respect what you're asking me. I'm not hurt by it. And yes, I left. But she is an amazing person. There's so many amazing people that I've met when I got to know them. And people that I know that like we probably won't chill a lot together on this platform, but I can be, that I don't see them like share. I don't go to her lives a lot because she goes when I'm live or vice versa, but I think she's cool. I'm fine with her. I don't know. It's just there doesn't have to be issues, I think. Oh yeah, Wolfie. I like Kathy Joe recommended this name, and I was like, all right, sure. And then yeah, and now I'm just like, I can cry about everything. My anxiety is a lot less than feeling. Did I do okay? Was I saying with the right things? Did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Did I do this? Did I do that? I'm telling you, it's bad. Yeah, we are a chill bunch. And Kathy Joe did get a lot of the Tristan Bailey and the Aiden stuff downloaded for me, and I've started looking at it. And I'm gonna make the group tonight. And let me just tell you guys, the Facebook group, brace yourself because this is going to be yeah, Kathy Joe. That's true. Yeah, the Wolfie. I know. And I did too. And actually, the Wolfie, I had thought about changing it, even though Lana said I didn't need to change it. Like, it still meant to me like it was somebody I hurt because of me being hurtful, and there wasn't good intentions to why I did what I did. So, um, like people say, that well, it wasn't always in bad intent that you did that. Yes, it was. I did it to hurt Lana, and so I feel like changing that for me was also out of respect to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't like her, it's still something that, why would I keep using that name that reminds somebody of some way that I've hurt them? I guess it's just my take on it. She is the Wolfie. She is. Thanks, Emily. Kathy Joe does cry, yes. That's because every case happens down the road from you or something, Kathy Joe, because Alabama, I'm sorry, but it's got some weird things. It is, Tia, because I think it's just a different perspective that you start to deal with people like the Wolfie. I never even thought of that. Why are you sorry, Angie, baby? You know what, the Wolfie? That's very good. That is a very good thought. I didn't even think about that. It's an interesting perspective. Thanks for bringing my attention to that. Yeah, I could definitely see how that could be. You are Kathy Joe. Yeah, I think it's cool to laugh. Oh, wow, the Wolfie. Wow. Yes, not so basic, Brooke. Yes, Kathy Joe and Amber told me about that, and I haven't seen any update from that yet at all. Okay, well, good. Thanks, the Wolfie. I apologize for anybody that I offended in that community, and you as well. That is part of that was part of my a little bit of naive and not thinking things through, which makes no excuse. No, well, the Wolfie, you're. I'm glad you did. Please don't ever apologize about making me aware of a different way to look at something, because of where I come from, I'm not always like, believe it or not, Parker's been known to say things a time or two that were inappropriate just because I tend to say things before I think it through. So it's very good for me to be more self-aware about things. So I actually appreciate you bringing it up this way in a nice way without just hating me altogether and never seeing me again. Yeah, exactly. There's a big difference between yelling at somebody and coming at them like nasty, or just saying like, here's a way to look at it. This is what I saw and this is how it hurt me or something, because that's much easier to digest. Oh, the Wolfie, you've been around a long. I remember you've been around. Like, I don't remember. I remember seeing you in different chats, so like not at the same time, maybe, but yeah. Yes, positively. 10:15. Oh, it's. I do, Charlie. You will never see me yell at a sub. Well, yeah. Exactly, Emily. That's what I keep telling Sleuth, why I don't want to interview parents yet on my channel, because I just don't want to do it yet. I just want to keep learning about how to, because it's such a delicate thing. Yeah. Yeah, not so basic, Brooke. Yeah. Yeah, you will never hear me. Can't imagine I would yell it. I don't like it done to me, so it feels degrading. The Wolfie, I could see that. Like, I think parodies are great if the person that you're doing a parody with is like aware of it and maybe participating, or then I think it's kind of funny. Or if you're a celebrity, like like Saturday Night Live does parodies, but people that they parody are celebrities and they know they're going to get parodied. I did it just to be hurtful. And now, I mean, Lana's like, hey, let's do this. We got to get Jana back up there. But it's different because it's not in a mean way. I do yell. Okay, I will give a disclaimer. I yell at Pamela all the time because of her pool, because she sends me the pictures of her pool. Oh, Charlie, I will never. So my only thing. Hey, LFT, I am. Oh, not so basic, Brooke. But that's the thing. Lana's mods are like, Parker, you were so spot on. You make me laugh so hard. If I were to do it now with Lana and be Jana, like Lana and Jana, which would be hilarious. I mean, they all think it would be hilarious. It's just not hilarious, I think, done mean. Her mods are like some of my biggest supporters now. Like, they're awesome. Uh-oh. Okay, that's good. It's good. Just an update. Kaylee's mom just messaged me, and the so a YouTuber has gotten out of control now, trying to get Biomom and other family members involved for Kaylee's case. So luckily, bless the heart of the Facebook admin for Kaylee's page, is going to turn on which I didn't know you could do. Maybe I did, yeah. Turn on the post approval button. So hopefully that ends it. I know half the time I didn't know who Amber's alerts was. I mean, I think if we took creators here, right, that we all knew, we were all having fun, and we all kind of like were civil to each other and like did each other, parodied each other, like if Lana was me and I was Lana or something, it would be hilarious. Hey, Red Rock. All right, we gotta get off this live because Britt's going live, and after her, I think the DeLorean is going live. So you are Angie, baby, you are. It would be fun, not so basic, Brooke. I'll do it. Lana was here, but I don't know where she is now. I'll track her down. All right, guys, you are awesome. Thank you for again another all over the place Parker live, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks, y'all. Bye.